Welcome back to the hardest pre-modern Magic the Gathering podcast this side of some arbitrary Worcester, Massachusetts landmark. I am your temporary host, Jay, and today I am joined by three beautiful boyos. We got Nick, Billy, and Brad in the building. Say hello, everybody.
Hi, everybody. This is Nick.
I am Brad.
Hey gang.
How
Billy.
are we doing? Yeah, you guys are introducing yourselves like it's the first time talking to you, but I mean, I guess maybe they don't know who you are. I guess that's fair, but I think the two of you have been Nick's. It's been a while since you've been on the podcast, but
I was on for the LobsterCon review episode. You were practicing for some nerdy RCQ bullshit.
I did skip that one. That was a really long time ago. I feel like LobsterCon happened like a year ago at this point.
It's been like 2 months.
But yeah, it's not been
Feels
that
like
long.
ancient history.
It's
crazy.
Does.
Yeah.
It really does. But today we're not talking about LobsterCon. No, we're talking about much more recent history. We're going to be talking about the New York trip. The Order of the Sacred Torch guys had a tournament out in New York City about a couple of weeks ago at this point.
3 weeks ago now.
Jesus Christ.
Also feeling like ancient history.
Holy shit, time is weird.
Yeah.
So we want to talk about that trip and how much fun we had. And yeah, so I guess before we get into that though, you guys, well, Billy has already recorded an episode. You've already listened, I'm sure, dear viewer or listener, to the episode 1 of season 2 of the Hardcast. But Brad, welcome back.
Thanks.
It's been a little while.
It has been. Yeah.
How does it feel to now be a guest on your own podcast?
Feels wonderful. I didn't have to do any work.
There you go.
I didn't have to do any prep.
Yeah.
No herding cats. I just showed up, sat down. Yeah.
That's nice.
You guys should see Brad right now. He's just straight up lounging
Oh,
while he's answering this.
We're all lounging
all
now.
of us are on Nick's couch right now, just like we are cuddling very hard. It's a cuddle puddle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really nice.
Except for Billy in the cuck chair.
Billy is just sitting in the corner watching.
My arms crossed. Look at my body language.
Yeah.
He does not like what's happening.
But yeah, we've been on summer vacation.
It's nice, and a lot of things have happened in between that time. We've had some parties. We had a little pig roast. We had a bunch of tournaments. We had our regional. We can go all the way back, I guess. Yeah, the SCG Con.
Yep.
in
Hartford happened. That was a sick time. Our boy Tony came in third
Third or fourth.
Third or fourth, and Brendan was also in the top 8 as well.
I think Brendan make it to the finals? I can't remember.
No, he lost in first round.
So then he also came in he lost in quarters, I think.
Yeah.
They both did, right?
No, Tony made it to the
Tony made
semis,
the semis.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, we had Hartford, we had regional, we had this New York trip, and
There was also the Zoo Crew.
That also happened.
Jamboree was thrown in there at some point as well.
Yeah, so some of the boys out in Marlborough, Massachusetts, hosted a 53, I believe, person event.
55, something like that.
At Webway Games.
Better than our opener.
And it was, actually crazy better. Yeah, a lot better than our first tournament, and it was awesome. It was a really good tournament.
We had some boys in the top 8.
We did.
I made it to top 8. Ben
Yep.
made it top 8. Trent was top 8.
Nick Penn was top 8.
Nick Penn was top 8 too.
Made it to the finals?
Yeah, I believe
Yep.
lost in the finals.
Yeah. Because we went and got tacos and burritos right before the finals.
Who won it?
Somebody on Goblins.
Okay.
It was like one of his first tournaments playing.
Hell yeah, what an experience.
Yeah.
Good for them.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Super sick. And the pricing was out of control for that. It was so good for that event.
Oh yeah.
They went all out.
Yeah.
It was sick.
Nick had a bounty on his head.
Yeah.
Mayo, not pin.
Yeah, I had a bounty. I had to give out a couple packs, but I did pretty well in the Swiss. I only lost in the Swiss once. So I
Right.
got to keep the rest of the bounties.
Yeah, which was like a foil flame tongue.
Foil Flame Tongue Kavu, Foil Avalanche Riders, and I don't remember what the last one was.
So sick.
Their stick of like honest creatures is so sick.
Oh yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah.
One of them was the Mike Long, whatever creature, the blue creature.
Rootwater Thief?
Yeah, it was Rootwater Thief. I think it was Rootwater Thief,
Yeah.
and I lost it to Justin Moores in like the first round. And he
Okay.
got it, but after when he saw the red cards, He's like, "Can I trade you? I trade the bounty in. I don't want this one."
That's so funny. What did you give him?
Oh, I didn't trade him.
Oh, you did? You said no?
Yeah, no, I don't play blue, dude. What are you talking about?
Said hell
You
no.
can- yeah, you can keep that. I don't
That's
want it.
excellent. That's excellent.
Oh yeah. You
so,
gotta earn it.
So we had all those events, but the most recent one, definitely the farthest we've traveled in a little while. Probably since
Eternal Weekends.
Since Eternal Weekend last
Yeah,
year.
for sure. Especially if you factor in traffic.
Yeah.
Oh god, yeah. So let's just jump right into that. First day, we drove down.
Should we start back with Mr. Andy Levine?
Oh yeah, actually, sure. Yeah. So
being big time homie.
well, yeah. So we knew about the Sacred Torch tournament when they announced it. And did he reach out to you or?
No, we were talking to him at LobsterCon.
Oh right.
Yeah. So they
So my brain
announced
is
it
mush.
pre-LobsterCon, and then we were hanging out with Andy in the booth at LobsterCon.
Mm-hmm.
And Bill, you're raising your hand.
Yes. So I want to back up a tiny moment. Consistently, our best performing content is stuff that isn't like in the circle jerk, but includes viewer like noob friendly material.
Oh,
So can I offer a tiny amount of background?
Sure.
Yes,
Please
please.
do.
So one of the cool features about pre-modern is that there is strong regional identity, and it's mostly they're play groups, but there's you include like regionalisms, like people from Pennsylvania might be like, ooh, we're into farming or whatever. I don't know, who cares?
Typical Pennsylvanian.
And then like crews will often, as part of their identity, adopt themselves as like patrons of a given charity.
Are there Amish people that play pre-modern? Do you think?
Maybe. So, so we're Duress Crew. We're from Worcester. We are patrons of the charity of the Worcester County Food Bank. And the thing is, like, there's team spirit and cool fit. But one of the other cool features is that like there's fun rivalries. It's like there's a little bit of trash talking, but it turns out that everybody is too cool and too nice. So it's like people try to start shit, and it's like people meme on it for like the day, but then it like falls through because we all just like each other too much. So yeah, that's the background. So we are coming from Worcester, Massachusetts, and then we conducted a amphibious invasion of another crew in New York City called Order of the Sacred Torch for their charity tournament. Thank you for the noob interjection.
No, that was awesome.
Well done.
Well done.
Yeah. Yep. DC versus OST. Yeah. Anyways,
Like Washington D.C.
no, Duress Crew.
Oh.
Sorry, DXC.
Oh, okay.
Anyways,
Yeah, see?
we were chit chatting with Andy Levine at LobsterCon in the booth. He came up and he did some commentary. It was my first time meeting him. I don't know about y'all, but just a very pleasant gentleman. And he offered towards the end of the weekend to put us up in his apartment in New York City if we decided to come down for this tournament. So that was kind of the catalyst for it, because we had all been hemming and hawing a little bit. New York City is astronomically expensive to go to. So we weren't sure, but I feel like he gave us that offer, and then it was just like all lights green. Let's go.
It makes it so easy when you have a place to crash. It's just like, all right, so all I have to worry about is gas and a little bit of food, I guess. Like,
Right.
I
Exactly.
definitely wouldn't have gone if you didn't put us up.
Oh,
No
yeah.
way.
It would have been a lot tougher. So huge shout out to you, Andy. You were the best.
Yeah, for real.
As we'll probably be saying a lot
Oh yeah, for
in
Yeah.
this
sure.
podcast.
So anything else pre-event, or I guess should we move into the drive down?
Sure.
Starting
Friday.
Day of Friday, yeah.
Hell.
We left probably a little bit later than we should have.
Yes. We left at noon
Yeah.
on Friday, just in time to hit
I think noon is
4
even
o'clock.
being generous.
Yeah, just in time to hit 4 o'clock traffic in New York City.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it was really smart of us to do that.
it was awful. And I had to drive,
Yeah.
which is even worse.
Yeah, I mean, normally it would take like 3 hours and change, and I think it took us closer to like 5 probably.
Yeah, exactly.
Just to
Yeah.
get there.
Yep.
So actually, also quick note that who was going? It was just the three of us, myself, Nick, and Brad. Billy was not there.
Brendan.
Brendan
Oh,
was in
Brendan,
the car
yes.
too.
Jeez,
Come on,
yikes,
Jay.
yikes.
Come on.
It's been a long time.
Jay.
It has been a long time. Also, I would like to point out that Brendan's not here right now recording this episode, and object permanence dictates that he doesn't exist because he's not directly in front
Okay,
of me.
Jay.
Okay, fair.
So,
Okay, Jay.
Yeah.
Are we forgetting anybody else?
What?
Are we forgetting anybody else?
Are we?
So
No, it was
not in our car.
It was the four of us in the car.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was the three of y'all in the car because I'm not in the picture yet.
No, Brendan came down with us.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
Yes,
Brendan did not come
object
back.
permanence.
Yeah, he
Brendan
took
does
a-
exist.
Yeah, Brendan does
yes.
actually exist.
We do have a friend who's in the group named Brendan, I promise.
He owns the PDAT mostly.
Yes.
Yeah. And
Oh.
YouTube.
And YouTube, yes. He is
Yes.
our YouTube guy.
So yeah, we leave at noon, hit all of the traffic in the worlds. On the way, we drive past the town where they serve steamed hamburgers, and we wave to it.
We should have got some.
We should have got them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have just added an extra hour on. And yeah, the drive was shit. I know that we hit New York City, and there was 4 miles left to drive total, and it was 40 minutes on the GPS.
Oh, yeah. it
As
was-
we just crawl along and snail our way through.
Yeah, that was awful.
Yep, cross one bridge just to loop around and cross back another bridge and all that shit.
So
Not the
stupid.
best.
But
But we made it.
we did make it. We finally got to Andy's place. Andy has a gorgeous apartment.
Yep.
And we got there, and I'm trying to think who was already there. So Lanny was there, SWB, Andy Vollmer, Flores
Bryce.
showed up. Bryce had gotten there early in their day and showed up.
David Kaplan.
No.
No cap.
No. Trying to think if there was anybody else.
Wait, Bryce showed up to Q?
Yeah, Bryce was there.
But he
Yeah.
just jammed PM.
Yeah, he just
the whole
jammed PM
time.
and hung out on the balcony all night.
Lanny came through.
Lanny came through. So it was if there's anybody I'm forgetting, I apologize.
Oscar, was
but
that his name? There was somebody there was a couple of people that I
there was
hadn't
a
met
couple of people
before.
I didn't know.
Yeah,
And I'm terrible with names.
same.
So I apologize if you were there and you're like, geez, Jay, you and me talked for an hour and a half. You don't remember?
You're not here right now, so you don't exist. Sorry.
Yeah.
Thank you. So yeah, it was a fantastic night. Andy threw some burgers and dogs on the grill, some steak.
Yep.
We did a little bit of vintage cubing, which was so.
The first of the rivalry battles of the weekends.
Yes, we did do a team draft, 3v3. I will say one of the sickest moments of the whole weekend was Andy has up on his wall a framed picture frame with all 9 pieces of power in it, and he was like, "All right, well we're vintage cubing, so let's crack the power." And he took the frame off the wall, popped off the back, and sleeved up all 9 pieces of power straight out of the picture frame. Really fucking cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Certainly definitely looked at that and was like, goals.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty surreal.
Fucking goals. So we did a little vintage cube. I'd like to point out that your boy did 3-0 despite my teammates dragging me down.
Yeah, your deck was sick though.
Told you I'm bad at Vintage Cube.
It's okay.
I have vintage cube twice.
Yeah,
And the way that I generally cube is I draft my deck and I play one round and then I'm good, and I don't want to do it anymore. And my excuse is that Andy and I played the last match that we had at midnight, and I was so tired and I'm just slumped over trying to figure out how to sequence my cards.
Yeah.
And I'm just
And
God.
I think we were tied, I believe, going into
We were.
that. Yeah, that
We
was,
were. It was a
that the
tiebreaker.
decider.
They got us 3, or I don't know what the total
Yeah,
record
I mean,
was.
we all played 3 rounds, so
Yeah.
no, I think it was 5-4 or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
So it was a good fight though, right?
It was.
Yeah, we did
Okay,
put up a
good.
good
We,
fight.
was a
we
good
didn't
fight.
get fucked on.
No. I mean, I put the team on my back.
I drafted Bug
Well.
mid-range, and it had Oko and Liliana and Jace, the Mind Sculptor, I think, and a bunch of other cool shit. It was cool, but
Oh yeah. Yeah,
fell victim.
I drafted a disgusting reanimator deck.
Yeah, your deck was crazy.
And just did the thing. Definitely got a little lucky against SWB because he had drafted a really sweet Splinter Twin deck, and one of the couple of the games, I know one of the games he definitely like was whiffing on lands, just trying to kill me, and I think he was dead. Like I finally top decked like a reanimate or something the last turn. But anyways, those actually wait no. All right, I guess Gristlebrand's not a pre-modern card. I was about to say those aren't
Not
pre-modern
quite.
cards.
Wait,
and
no,
I was
it
like,
isn't?
No, I was gonna say they weren't pre-modern cards. And
I was
like,
wondering
wait,
why
Reanimate-
nobody was playing Reanimator.
Reanimate is definitely a pre-modern card. So we also shout out Andy Vollmer, who I'm sure we'll talk about a bit more later on in the podcast. But he has a really sweet, like custom cube format that he's been working on himself. That I don't want to butcher the rules, so I won't go too much into it. But it involves like getting a sealed, like a amount of card. I think it was like 50 cards that you build your deck from. But you have like a certain couple of cards that will essentially create the basis that you are forced to play in your deck. So it's like very much building your deck with those restrictions in place.
Right. So you get 2 seed cards. So my seed cards were Vampiric Tutor and Phyrexian Plague Lord. So I had to run 4 of each of those in my 40 card deck and then build the rest of it from the rest of this pile.
Yep.
Jay's seed cards were like Braids and Mesa Enchantress or something.
Yeah.
Like it was like the worst seed cards ever.
It was pretty tough.
But we had a really good time.
Yeah.
Andy straight up had he just had Storm. Like I think he had 4 Frantic Search as a seed card
Yup.
in his 40 card deck. It was like really disgusting.
Seems aight.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So that was a lot of fun as well. And then we all partied for a little while and ate and drank, and then I think we went to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And we,
Jay snored my ear off all night, and I got 5 hours of sleep before the event.
I don't know what you're talking about. That didn't happen.
I don't think I've ever heard of Brad going on like a magic trip and being like, yeah, I slept great, guys.
That's
No.
true.
Just never.
Not once.
Not once.
No.
Man, I slept great.
I bet.
I
could
slept
tell.
great.
Yeah.
I could tell you slept great. I was really happy for you all night.
Proud of you. Proud of you. Yeah, so it was a good time for all of us. And then we got up in the morning and had some delicious bagels down the street.
They were good.
Good coffee.
Good coffee.
I got a smoothie.
You did get, you
Yeah.
dipped out on the bagels, but
Yeah. Kept it light. But yeah, I mean, you can, like, you can't throw a rock without hitting something amazing in Brooklyn. So
oh yeah.
everything was fantastic the whole time, all the food and everything. Yeah.
So we took a little bit of an Uber ride over to the venue, which was Hex & Co. It was their, like, uptown
Yeah.
location, right?
Yeah, Manhattan. Yeah.
Well, there's 2 in Manhattan.
Okay,
Yeah.
so uptown Manhattan.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
it's in a neighborhood called Washington Heights.
Okay.
So it's by Columbia University, by
Yes.
City University of New York, where I made 1 semester.
Yeah. It was such a sick venue.
Oh, it was really cool.
Yep.
Giant old, I believe, I was talking to Sonny, I believe, and he was telling me about how when he was younger, like in college or something, he used to actually go to this spot because it was a restaurant and like a dive bar or whatever. And so I guess the first time he came to the Hex & Co. after they opened, he was like, I know this building. Like, I've been here before.
Yeah.
It was not for a game store. So it had this like really unique vibe to it.
Yeah, it's like coffee
Oh.
shop, food, they have beer. There's like multiple rooms, like there's like a front room and a back room.
Yep. A lot
All of the
space.
walls are like lined with board games. And it's like old timey, like everything's wood, everything's
yeah.
hardwood, like engraved bar in the back and stuff like that. Just like absolutely beautiful location.
Wicked cool venue.
But before we get to that, this was before we had our surprise of
True.
a 5th Duressman showing up to the event. So Nick and I had walked down the street just to go take a picture of the.
Well, you went to the post office.
Yeah, so I went to the post office, and the Seinfeld Cafe was also there.
Yeah, we just walked by it, so we took a pic of that.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, and then we're
tourists.
walking back, and some of the Tolarian PTA was chilling outside eating food.
Oh,
at
yeah.
the Seinfeld Cafe, and they were like,
And they said it was exactly what you expect. It's just pretty mid food.
yeah, they were just like, hey, what's up, guys? Like, oh, we just saw Billy go by, and we were like, Billy?
Huh?
I was like, I don't think that you saw Billy. He's not with us.
I thought they thought Brendan was Billy.
Yeah,
I was like, that's
exactly.
not Billy.
Yeah, and I didn't like press them on it. I was just like, oh yeah, Billy, yeah, sure.
That's kind of weird.
I don't think so, but maybe.
Yeah. So Billy very much did not come with us on the trip because he had told us he was going to be traveling for work, and like suckers, we believed him.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Well, he wasn't lying about that.
Sure, but
He was working in Long Island, right?
Yeah. So here I am. I'm back in the episode. My work occasionally brings me to Long Island. And I was there for like the week before and the week after this tournament. And it's occasionally I'm able to go home during the weekend, but it's still like pretty difficult to like drive 5 hours. Like I have to get out on time on Friday and then like not have anything scheduled Monday morning if I'm going to do that, which is not often. But I was a trooper and I woke up very early on Saturday to plan my trip, and I realized I was actually within walking distance of the train station, so I could definitely do it. So anyways, I had lied this whole time and reached out to order the Sacred Torch and said, hey, I want to register for this tournament. Do not tell my friends and do not put my name on the registry. Are you willing to contribute to a meme? And Phil Newen was very accommodating and helped me with this meme. And then he said, hey, do you need to borrow a deck? Like Andy Levine may choose to help you out. And the both of them, Andy and Phil, were very generous and well memed. And they said, yeah, we'll totally help you out with this little scheme you're up to. And then Andy was like, do you need to borrow cards? No, I'm going to bring my own. And it just like, it totally evolved from there. So we did this like meme where me and Andy swapped identities. So we wore each other's like crew fit. And then we also swapped decks. Because I didn't know this about Andy, but he apparently is a Weathered Wayfarer hater. And I am very publicly a Tide hater. So we did this whole shtick where we traded decks, traded playmats, traded crew fit. And it was a very fun experience. And I really enjoyed it. But I surprised you guys.
Yeah.
You're like, wait, what the fuck? Billy's here?
Yeah.
Yep,
literally.
I'm here.
Yeah.
Like, I thought you were working. I am working, but I made it happen.
We did smell a Black and Mild about a block away from the venue. I'll say that. After they told us that, and then like Nick and I are walking over, like I just got this like whiff in the air, and I was like,
wait a second.
I thought
Billy
it was
is
weed
near.
for a minute, and then I was like, wait, that's not weed. I know that smell.
yeah, Billy is
funny.
near.
Yeah.
My odor precedes me.
Yeah.
Literally radiates from blocks.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we get to the venue, and it's sick, and we immediately see, or at least I immediately see, like all these people that I know. Like we got there pretty early because Andy was working the event. So like Nick and I were just like hanging outside, and like everybody's just trickling through, and it's just all these people that I know, and it just felt very homey and awesome being there, just like seeing all these people that I haven't seen for a while and meeting some new faces. But yeah, it honestly just kind of felt like being at a New England tournament because you just like know so many
Yeah.
people, and you're just saying what's up to everybody as they come through, and yeah.
We
So-
hadn't seen Phil Nguyen in almost 2 years.
Yeah.
At that point. Maybe it was over 2 years.
Yeah.
I had never met him in person.
Yeah, I hadn't seen him since LobsterCon 2023.
Yep.
Wow. And that was, my first was 24,
Yeah.
right?
I don't
No,
know.
yeah.
you're at
No,
23.
you're at 23 because
Yeah.
23 is my first as well. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So event, we all get there. It was awesome. We all had a great time. Oh, there's a cat playing with the dice, and
Little
Being
scamps.
yeah. Now Billy. Oh Jesus, Billy! You don't have to punch the cat. Oh my God! Oh God! He just kicked it.
Meow.
So I guess we can come back to the tournament actually. Let's just tournament went basically all day and all night. They ran a couple of consolation brackets, which was really cool. I feel like were any tournaments really doing that before you had that idea, Billy? Because I feel like that was a pretty.
I hesitate to call it a Billy Mills current original idea. It's like too obvious, and I didn't. The thing is, you know how I know it's not an original idea? I have not been spraying my mouth about it.
That's
about
fair.
How original and clever the idea
Because we will get to that later in the episode.
How?
About how, like, you know, every deck in the room was a Billy Mills Curran original.
Yes.
So we can stake that claim, but not this one.
I invented Magic the Gathering.
I believe it. So, yeah, we're all there for the tournament. It goes swimmingly. A couple of us playing the consolation brackets. I just kind of, like, dicked around and hung out for most of the day.
Sick charity raffle.
There was a sick charity
Yeah,
raffle.
there was.
Yep, some really cool prizes.
There
well
was
run.
Donato Giancola.
Yep.
Am I butchering his name? Was there. It's doing signatures and selling some stuff, and that was sick.
Some very, very nice art.
Oh yeah.
Very nice dude as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then after the event, we went and got pizza, which was some of the largest pizza I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a slice that was bigger than my torso.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. This was like at like 11 p.m. or
It
something
was
like
late.
that.
It was
yeah.
late by that point.
I think
Yeah.
I used to eat there. Like it's like its whole shtick is that it sells like for like $6 you get like half a pie, but it's one slice.
I think so.
Mine was just like this. Like,
yeah,
it was like
yeah.
absurd.
I think that was my like.
Andy said that it's like a staple with like
Yes,
the college students
yes,
there.
Yes,
yeah.
I've been there before.
Yeah.
yeah.
It was
It's
cool.
sweet, and you're like, oh, is one slice going to be enough? Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. This
I
was
could
like
not imagine trying to eat two.
yeah. This was like at 11 p.m. and
Yep.
like we're like wrapping up the tournament, and I think Lanny wanted to get food, and maybe somebody else did as well. And they like wanted to go to a sit down restaurant.
Everyone
And
was just like,
I'm like
too
in my
tired
head,
for
I'm
that.
like, dude, fuck this. Like the last place I want to be right now is like somewhere super loud.
Oh, yeah.
Like yelling over each other and stuff. Like let's just go get like a New York slice right now and keep it chill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we went out for a couple of drinks after that, but it was a pretty chill night, I feel like.
Yeah, it was very much a Magic tournament day where like you get to the event early and you leave the event late and you don't do anything touristy or sightseeing or like
Nope.
you know, you're literally just in a building playing Magic all day for the
True.
most part. Yeah.
True.
Amongst loved ones, of course.
Of course. But I guess let's go over the actual tournament. How did everybody do? Other than Brad. I don't care about Brad yet. Billy, how'd you do in the tournament?
I honestly don't remember. I think I went like 1-3 drop, and then I 2-1.
What were you playing?
And
was-
yeah, you should
yeah.
definitely
yeah,
talk
so-
about. So you did mention you swapped decks with Andy.
Is this the like Billy gets his impression of Tide section?
Sure.
Okay,
If you
cool.
want it to be.
All right, so I'm a huge Tide hater. My justification for it is that it is extremely non-interactive. Not like it closes out the game. It's like it just whatever. This isn't Wild Spec. Meet me in there. But so I'm.
Wait, I thought you left though.
I did. I responded with I have to be emojis only there. I have no self
Okay. I didn't realize you joined with
I actually
stipulations.
I like took like a 4-week break from Magic because I like can't handle the topic. Anyways, I'm back now.
That's fair.
And that was part of the meme. Is that like, wait, Billy's here? What's he playing? Tide? What the fuck?
Oh yeah.
So, anyways,
Do you want to explain why you hate Tide so much or what Tide is for maybe newer listeners? Or you feel like it's
Are
going
we
to
gonna
take too
open up
long?
this can of worms right now?
Yeah. Okay.
Well,
so,
I mean,
no, it's Parallax Tide and Stifle, but really my problem is with Tide Chain of Vapor. Anyways, it's a mono blue control deck, but it can deal with all permanent types. What the fuck? So, anyways, I'm playing mono blue Tide, which is not my main. I'm like a Wasteland, Sylvan Library, Terrabor, Mox Diamond main. So I'm playing this deck, and it was very interesting, and it was very educational. Consistent with what I've said all along, the deck does not offer free wins, but I did find it to be generally non-interactive. It was interesting to play from my side. I did generate feel bads from other opponents' sides. It was really interesting. The deck does reward skill. It is a skill-dependent deck. I did have an incredibly good game in the side bracket, or in the consolation bracket against Bryce. He was playing Burn, and my hand was like lands and spells, perfectly good mix, but the spells were just like mono 2-drops. So like AK, Impulse, Mana Leak, Miscalculation, whatever the cycling one is.
Yeah,
It was just like really, really interesting. And I like just took this gamut. I'm like, I think my job is to not let him double spell me. I need to get to 4 mana without him double spelling me. So I just let him, he would go, end step bolt, end step shock, seal of fire, whatever. And he just like drip fed me burn damage, and I got to 2 life by the time I got to 4 mana, and it was like, then it was just, the game was over. It was so, because I could end step, draw spell him, and then still like counter his spell, whatever. It was really interesting. It was a very enjoyable game, as is every game against Bryce Bernard. And it was interesting. I learned a lot. I'm not good at the deck. I'm very much like I keep my horizons narrow with what decks I play. I don't play a format. I play a deck. I play Storm and just Storm in Legacy. I play Terravor and just Terravor in Pre-Modern. So this was like way, way, way off balance for me. Because I don't think I've ever played like reactive control ever in any format in 25 years of playing Magic. I've always like held a counterspell decks like kind of in contempt.
Do you think that's healthy?
I'm neutral on that. Okay. I know that if I were to try and make a living playing Magic,
sure,
I would have to take a much more agnostic stance.
That's fair.
But like one of the things I get joy of from Magic is like player identity, like being like a deck specialist or like a format specialist or blah blah blah, and it's just never had reactive control. Like by playing Storm and in Legacy, by playing mid range in PM, like those are always the boogeymen. Like beat Force of Will. That's what like the clever boys want to play. Like beat cantrips, beat counterspells. They sit there and they don't have any sense. They just wait till your end of turn, and like they're the bad guys. It was interesting. The deck can produce good games, but the wins are very like I guess it's over. Like I don't know, kind of like weird. I don't know.
Yeah. You're stone rained into oblivion.
Yeah,
and I'm gonna beat you down with a 2/2 now.
Yeah, and it's not like Brad on stream. We played that match where I weathered Wayfared for 4 wastelands and then 4 ports and then get into you.
Yeah,
like, a single Swords to Plowshares would have stopped that. Or against like Armageddon, like you can always just like hold back a land. And like your counterplay is much more valid because you it's not just on the stack. Like there's much more like agency. So anyways, I learned a lot. I'm still a Tide hater. Very generous of people to lend me a deck. Thanks for helping me with the meme. Deck is plausibly hard.
it seems hard to play. Like it doesn't have a lot of ways to come back in the game. It seems like like you have like if you have to burn Chain of Vapor to get something off of the board, like now you're down a card,
sure,
and that card's coming back.
Yeah.
Or if you have to clear the board with kegs, like it's very slow.
Yep.
And it only clears 1 CMC off of the board, so like it seems very delicate to play, and I'm kind of interested in playing it because Mono Blue Control was the first deck that I picked up in Legacy in like 2010.
Yeah.
And it was probably like 4 years after Morphling was good, but I was playing Morphling Mono Blue. It gives me that vibe a lot, so like I'm actually kind of interested in tinkering around with that list.
Almost with like the old Blue Moon decks or like Back to Basics Blue.
Yeah, like Back to Basics and Shackles and stuff like that.
I have less hatred for that because I think there's a fundamental level of like bullshit dishonesty that like a Reanimator player, and it's like we like really, really need Force of Will, like playing like 1 factor fiction in Legacy because it's 2007 and you can do that.
Yeah.
Like stuff like that. Like that's perfectly fine because like you are punishing bullshit like Tendrils of Agony players.
Yeah.
So I have like much more sympathy for that, but the hatred is it's not hatred anymore. It's not anima. I don't know. I still would prefer it to be banned, but
it's definitely hater energy.
I think the break was more healthy for me than the playing the deck. I don't think I could have had fun. I had an awesome time. I had a great time.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and that's my shtick. Yeah. Thanks for asking.
Of
Hell
course. Nick, how'd you do?
I did okay. I went 4-2-1 in Swiss.
You say okay, but you were like a win and in away from top 8, so it's
Yeah,
better
yeah.
than okay.
Well, so Brad and I have this really like cool thing that goes on where we'll play in Massachusetts at events and we will never get paired into each other. But the second we play out of state at an event we actually care about, we always pair into each other.
Yep. It's either round 1 or it's like second to last round when both people need
It
to win.
happened to us at Eternal Weekend 2023. Happened to us at Eternal Weekend 2024. Happened to us at Rochester Royals this year. Also, it's basically the same round. And then happened to us again at Order of the Sacred Torch.
Yep.
So Brad and I were both doing pretty good. We were both 3-1-1, 4-1. No, we were 3-1-1 each, I think.
I didn't have a draw, but I think we were both X1.
We were both X1, and we paired into each other, and Brad smoked me on his Oath speculation list. I was playing Elves, this sort of like mid-rangey Armageddon version of it with swords in the sideboard and stuff like that. But yeah,
Oath Speculum.
speculation.
Oath Speculum.
Oath speculum?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
You know what a speculum is?
No.
It's like a bird beak device that's used to, if you need to look in a hole in a person.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. You stick it in there and you crank it open.
Well, that's basically what Brad did. He just
he cranked it open.
basically what Brad did was
checked out that hole all right.
I think there was turn 1 Oath both games,
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
think game 2 you had
Was
2
that bad for you?
Oath. Yeah, it was pretty bad for me. So once I lost to Brad, I was dead for top 8. So I kind of I played the last round, and I really shouldn't have. I had been totally burnt out by that point.
Yeah. I
So.
mean, if you had won the final round, you would have gotten 9th on Breakers.
I would have
but-
gotten 9th.
But you would have won a Homelands back, which I'm very disappointed we didn't bring back. To
Yeah,
Massachusetts.
well,
The real
That way.
trophy.
The real trophy.
you know,
That's a great prize for 9th.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
It's so sick.
Because it's always just disappointing. Like, they're just such trash.
No matter what.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I played Red Green Oath Ponza. Notably, should have an asterisk next to it, just to clarify that it's a Billy Mills current original. So yeah, I lost round 1 and then maybe won like a couple rounds and then lost a few more, and I suck at Magic, so whatever.
You dropped pretty early, didn't you? Weren't you
Yeah,
like 2-2?
I was like 1-3 or something.
Okay.
I think I played 4 rounds. But
You definitely had 2 wins. At one point, you were 2-1.
yeah, maybe. I
Yeah.
don't know. And yeah, but you know what? That's okay. I went out to hang with the homies, not to win a tournament. He said, lying.
yeah, for sure.
But you know what? It's all good. I was having a fun time watching my friends do well in the tournament, and so that meant I got to bird a little bit from the side and
You didn't
watch
play in
y'all.
any consolations?
I did. So one criticism I have of the event, and again, this is said with love, but the
Positive
first the
criticism.
the first consolation bracket was run, I feel like maybe a round early.
Yeah, I think it was round
yeah.
3 going into 4.
Yeah.
Which is 1 round too soon of having your second loss.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I'm always a big fan of the round 4 one.
Yeah.
A little bit.
It's tournament size dependent.
Right.
for sure.
There is some math to it. Yeah.
But it was definitely like there were a lot of people that I think were like maybe would have dropped after a lot of people that I think dropped after the round after it stopped or it started.
Yeah.
And then I guess they did do a second consolation bracket, but I didn't hear any of the announcements about that, so I didn't really know about it. But anyways, so I didn't play in a consolation bracket, but it was fine. I was just hanging out, talking with people, watching some matches. I watched a bit of your guys', or no, not your guys' match. I watched a bit of your winning in for ninth.
Yeah, my
yeah,
winning,
yeah.
my air quotes winning
Yeah.
in that isn't
Yeah.
a winning in.
Winning into ninth, you're into something.
Did you
And-
leave the venue at all and like walk around?
No, I definitely should have gotten lunch at some point, but instead I was like, I could just have another beer, and that's like basically the same as eating.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
Okay. You were beer bracketing.
yeah, exactly. I was
Okay.
beer bracketing.
Hell yeah.
Also smoothie bracketing.
Ooh.
That smoothie hit.
Nice.
Wait, do they have smoothies there?
They did. They
What?
did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I fucked up.
Yeah, you did fuck up. Yeah, the stout in one hand and the strawberry banana
No,
smoothie
I
in the
had
other.
a stout, and
That
I
was a
and
great
I had
combo.
I had a coffee from there. It was good.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, it was. But yeah. So the real highlight, though, I would say, of the entire weekend was little old Brad's performance. So how did you end up doing?
I would like to propose a break,
Okay.
and then we'll come back and
Okay.
pick up. So we're back. Apparently, we've been back.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we're back.
Sweet.
You want to timestamp this, Jay?
Yeah, of course. 55 minutes. Where's my phone?
All right. For this episode's recipe, Brad has a very delightful condiment to share with us. Brad,
so-
tell us about it.
Billy wanted me to share my recipe for a vegan Caesar dressing.
Tell me more.
So, a little backstory here. One of the things that I've been doing over the summer on my break from magic and all that stuff is gardening. I have a garden this time for the first time ever, and I've been getting super into that. And one of the things that I've been getting out of the garden is kale.
Kale.
Whole bunch of kale, yeah.
Okay.
And I love kale, and I love a good kale Caesar. So I've been, getting this Caesar dressing down, which is my favorite. And so this is a cashew Caesar dressing. It's plant-based. It's vegan if you don't add the Worcestershire sauce, but I do add the Worcestershire sauce.
Ooh.
How
because
could you
it-
miss it?
Yeah, it gives it that nice, musty
Umami.
cashew umami flavor that a El Natural Caesar dressing is known to have. So it's pretty simple. It's a cup of cashews.
Okay.
You want to use raw cashews, and you need to soak them. So you boil water and you pour them in a bowl, and you soak them in boiled water for anywhere from 10 minutes to 45 minutes.
Soften them up.
Yeah, the longer they go, the better consistency you're probably going to get out of them. And then off the top of my head, it's pretty simple. It's a tablespoon of Worcestershire, a tablespoon of capers, 3 tablespoons of lemon, a clove of garlic, salt, and pepper.
Oil.
You can add oil if you want.
Okay.
I haven't been doing it. And then you add some water.
So
Just
do you whip it all up and blend it?
yeah, you blend it.
So you end up with like a smooth, creamy cashew,
Exactly.
and you put it over kale.
Yep.
That
Yep.
sounds
You toss it
delightful.
with the kale. You throw in some croutons. Sometimes I do toasted pepitas. Maybe some shaved onion on the mandolin.
Oh yeah.
No
Yeah.
mention of anchovies.
So that's the thing is that I'm doing the
Oh, you're doing
quote unquote
vegan.
vegan.
Yeah, all right, fair,
but
fair.
the capers and the Worcestershire give it that same type of flavor. So yeah, I would say the capers are kind of like the secret ingredient for this one.
Are anchovies not vegan?
Yeah, weird.
Yeah, I mean depending
Shocker.
on your whatever. I have done it with the anchovies as well in the past, but yeah, anytime you're making a creamy dressing, a Caesar base is honestly the way to go in my opinion. Much healthier.
Do you have you ever made your own croutons?
Yeah,
It's really easy.
it's so easy.
Yeah,
it's
it's
like preposterously easy.
Yeah, and it's they're so expensive from the
Yeah.
grocery store.
Yeah.
You just put oil, seasoning, and salt on bread, and then you just toast it for a really long time on a really low temperature.
Yep.
And then you maybe flip it once.
Yep.
You cut it into most of your crouton shape.
Yeah.
I'm-
The best way to do it is stale bread too.
Stale bread.
You can
Yeah.
get some Italian bread or something and let it sit on the counter for a day.
Yeah. Or you buy fresh Italian bread, and then the heel
Right.
of it, you're like, fuck. And
Yeah.
then you're I bought this $9 loaf of bread. Wait, we can make croutons.
Exactly.
Make it in a toaster oven.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And I also like to do air fried chickpeas a lot. I'll air fry chickpeas with some oil and whatever seasoning you want to throw on them, and then they get nice and crispy, so they're almost like their own crouton.
Nature's crouton.
Yeah. Yep. So Kale Caesar's been a staple this summer, and it's been quite enjoyable.
That sounds really good.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Excellent.
Love it.
Back to the action.
Back to the action.
Host who is sleeping.
Yeah.
No, I'm awake. Excellent. So thank you for that recipe. So let's talk about your tournaments.
Sure.
What did you play?
So I played the blue, white, green, splash red, quiet spec Oath deck.
Okay, and this is a Billy Mills Kern original?
A Ian Adams x Billy Mills Curran original.
No,
Okay.
I wasn't
No,
at all involved
we're
with it. Ian Adams of the Tree Folk.
yes.
Tree Folk Rise Up.
Yeah.
An allied crew to the east of us.
Yeah. So I guess I should probably pull up the deck list, but
The deck list will be in the show notes, I'm sure. I despise the reading of deck lists.
really
So,
Listeners, let us know, because this is
yeah,
a point
actually,
of-
that's a good question.
sounds
Yeah,
like a
let us know.
contentious issue.
I am team no deck list on the podcast.
Really? Okay.
So,
Then I'll give you the fundamentals of the deck, all right? So it's basically an Oath of Druids deck that is also playing Quiet Speculation. Quiet Spec is a blue card for a colorless and a blue. It lets you tutor 3 cards with flashback into your graveyard. So in this deck, it's just a value piece, essentially. You have toolboxy type cards like Ray of Revelation, Volcanic Spray, Deep Analysis, and Call of the Herd.
and it's
And
just
Frozen
those?
Reclamation.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's 5 cards.
Yep. And you're basically using this, as another value engine and silver bullety type spell to tutor up what you need in whatever scenario to either get card advantage or answer your opponent's spells. And then, you're playing Oath of Druids with Terravore, so that you are oathing into big fatties. Few Call of the Herd, Swords to Plowshares.
And you do just have, even without the quiet spec, just that natural synergy of flashback cards with Oath.
Right. Yeah.
Dumping stuff into the graveyard.
Yeah. So Ian Adams came up with this deck, and he top 8'd an ELD monthly with it. He might have even won. I don't quite remember. But
I don't
the
know if he
day
won.
that he was playing, he messaged Billy and I with the deck list. He was like 3-0, and he hit us up. And I just immediately fell in love because, a little context here, since LobsterCon, I've been super into Quiet Speculation.
Yeah, you've been
Javi-
playing a lot of Tribe, right?
Yeah, so Javi Lugo inspired me with his 4 Quiet Spec Tribe deck, and I was on that for a while. I put together blue-white birds with Quiet Speculation. I feel like there was one other deck as well that I can't remember, but it's been a summer of speculating both quietly and wildly. We'll say that.
Ooh, I
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I've been on this quiet spec kick. And then even a little more context to this, the week before New York was our regional. And I had put Ian's deck together and made some tweaks. And I was testing it. And we had a playtest night here at Nick's house right before the tournament on Thursday. And I went like 0-3 with the deck and chickened out and decided not to play it. And instead of doing that, I played green-white Cataclysm Oath, which is kind of a deck of yesteryear. This is Fran's deck from like a year and a half ago. And the idea in this deck is that you're playing Oath, Library, Terravore, Swords, but then you also play Sphere of Resistance and Cataclysm. And the idea is that kind of like you play ports and spheres and force your opponent to extend into the board, and then you hit them with a Cataclysm and kind of put them back into the Stone Ages and win the game from there. So I was testing this deck, the Quiet Spec, I chickened out, and I'm like, all right, I'm just going to play green-white Cataclysm Oath in this tournament. And I had a pretty good showing with it. I was 4-1 at one point, and I got to my win-and-in match, which was on stream, and I play against Goblins, and we go to game 3, and I punt spectacularly.
What card killed you again?
Goblin Goon got me.
Ooh.
Justin Moir out of the Zoo Crew came at me real hard. We were in game 3, and I had mulled to 4, and he kept like a sketchy hand, and I like wastelanded him, and then I morph an angel and unmorph it and start beating in. And it basically got to the point where I just thought that he didn't have it. And I went all in on attack, and boy, did he have it. So I was 1 win away from top 8ing the week prior to New York with this list, the green-white one. And I didn't get there, but it was a super good learning experience for me for what works in an Oath deck and what doesn't. And so I took the knowledge that I had of this straight green-white build and translated that into the Oath Spec deck. And my main takeaways were that Forest Sylvan Library is the way to be. Port, Wasteland, Sylvan Library, Mox, Diamond, like that's like the core engine that I really wanted to be focusing on. And then from there, I added just 2 quiet specs as kind of a value engine. I cut back on Call of the Herds from 4 down to 3, even though I really wanted 2, because another thing that I noted was that with Oath of Druids, you don't really want that many threats. You want to be light on threats so that you're not ahead on board with Oath of Druids in your hands. So the whole thing was a really good learning exercise, and I took all of that knowledge and I dumped it into this Oath Spec deck, and I brought it down to New York City. Also notably, Brian Selden top 8'd.
And that's what I was actually just about to ask.
Yeah.
So Brian Selden played the Oath Spec deck at the regional and top 8'd with it. And did you really pay attention to like his list, and like what were those the main changes between his list and yours? Was just shortening up on the quiet specs and the calls?
I looked at his list. I honestly can't recall it off the top of my head, but I looked at his list and I kind of took some intel from it, and definitely brought that into the deck as well, but not too much. I mean, one of the main things is that Roar of the Worm was a card that people were playing, and I had cut that immediately, and then like made the hard cut going into NYC, and that was one of the cards that he had in his deck. But the main thing that I had learned, aside from like how I wanted to build the deck, was also that these Oath lists are extremely soft to Dreadnought and Tide, right? So like I looked at what had happened to me, which was losing to Dreadnought twice in our event, and because after my winning in, I also lost to Dreadnought again. And I also looked at the Duress Crew data online and just saw what red-green Oath was struggling with, which was Tide decks. So I pretty much concluded from there that I needed to bolster the deck to try and address Parallax Tide specifically.
And so what did you do to try and shore that matchup up?
So I put 2 Aura of Silence in the sideboard, as well as 2 Carpet of Flowers. And there's still like a lot of debate going on in the Discord, but as to like what hate card you should have for Dreadnought. A lot of people are on Hidden Gibbons. But I kind of was thinking Carpet of Flowers was actually going to be the better card, because Carpet allows you to use your mana so much more efficiently on your turn to get threats onto the board, or to like stand up your man lands. And then when you pass back to the Dreadnought player, you still have mana up for ports. So that was the main, like my thinking was like I play Carpet of Flowers, and now I'm able to deploy my threats like Call of the Herd or Terravore on my turn while still having port mana. But I'm still not like 100% of where I should be on it. I had 2 Carpet of Flowers. Maybe I should have had 3. Maybe Gibbons is actually better. I don't know. Like I want all of my cards to have like a really good matchup spread. And I watched Selden playing with Hidden Gibbons, and I just didn't feel like it quite did enough.
Are you taking out Oaths, or are you leaving in Oaths?
Take out Oath against Dreadnought.
Okay.
Yeah. So game 1 against Dreadnought, the deck is just a total dog. You have 4 swords and 1 naturalize, and that's it for your answers. And then when it comes to Oath of Druids, it's just like, not only are you not guaranteed to Oath into a fat Terravore, but they have so many ways to evade Oath of Druids between Vision Charm and Stifle. And that was actually one of the things that happened in the finals, is that, he was able to just Vision Charm twice and never activate Oath of Druids.
Wait, the finals? You
Yeah.
got to the finals?
Sure did.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Spoiler
This is why
alert.
Jay's saving me for last.
Yeah, spoiler alert.
Yeah.
All Okay, so we made some tweaks going in. You were confident, or I guess not incredibly confident, given that you had gotten smoked at testing the prior week, but felt good. Felt good about the list.
Yeah, I was feeling pretty confident. I felt like I had just learned a lot, and I knew just so much better how to play an Oath deck. So I was feeling pretty good going to the event. I had also been staring at it for a week. Like I had it laid out in front of me and was just like having fever dreams about the deck and like the mana base and everything. So I was like racking my brain for a full week going into this event.
That's funny. So actually, despite playing, I mean, you are definitely known as a Terrageddon player. When was the last time you played Oath?
Pretty much never.
Pretty much never.
Yeah.
Okay, so you were. So Oath has never really been a card that you've been playing with. That's funny.
Not particularly. I mean, I will say that the nice thing about this deck is that it has a very Terrageddon feel to it, and especially when you get into matches where you sideboard out Oath, you're now basically just playing Terrageddon without Weathered Wayfarer. So a lot of the play patterns of the deck are very comfortable for sure.
That's really sweet. So let's get into some of the rounds. Do you remember all your? Do you have notes?
Yeah, I have my my notepad from the day, which doesn't have any notes, but I have pretty good recollection, and I definitely hit good matchups on the day. So
Must be nice. So
Yeah.
what we play against?
yeah, so I can start us off. Round one was against Scott from the DC area. I don't have last names for anybody, just first names, but Scott from the DC area, who is a seasoned Enchantress player, and Enchantress is like the deck that I want to pair into all the time.
This is Scott Blumenthal, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I played him too.
Yeah. So round one against Scott, I get paired into Enchantress, and I'm feeling very good because unlike other Terrageddon builds, this deck has Volcanic Spray. So now you have answers, like a really clean answer to Enchantress, and then you have Ray of Revelations, which you can tutor for, plus the Naturalizes, plus the Aura of Silences that I had put in and everything. So yeah, this is the matchup that I want to hit. We end up going to 3 games. I think that game 2 I just bricked super hard, but besides that, it was like pretty run of the mill. One of the things that I did the entire day was aggressively mulligan. So most games I was like going down to 6, 5, sometimes 4, just to get like really fast openers. And I want to say against him, like, 2 out of 3 games I had Mox Diamond library starts. But yeah, we went to 3. Not too much to say because, the deck is just literally lines up perfectly into Enchantress, Ray of Revelations, 2-for-1s all day, Cataclysm just like puts them back into the Stone Age.
Even Volcanic Spray.
Yep, Volcanic Spray to answer Enchantress, like all that, like just good matchup. So I get that one in 3. Moving on to the next round, I played Sylvian from New York City, originally from France. He was on a blue-green Oath Cognivore deck.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So game 1 starts out with us both staring at each other a whole bunch. He's on a Bant list, and the entire first game, I'm just shitting my pants thinking that he's playing Parallax Tide and about to blow me out at any moment. Just kind of based off of the lands that I had seen and his Mox Diamond and everything, I kind of deduced that he was on Oath. And I know that in game 1, I just decided, fuck it, I'm going to jam this Exalted Angel. And I know that he has Oath, and we're just going to see what happens from here. And I was very happy when he Oathed into Cognivore.
Which one is that?
Cognivore is like an 8-drop flying star, power and toughness equal to the number of instants.
Nice.
In both players' graveyards, I want to say.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, I eventually just jam an Angel after we like kind of wasteland and stare at each other for a while. He oaths into Cognivore. I sigh a breath of relief, and this game was actually kind of funny because I swords his first Cognivore, and he had his second Cognivore stuck in his hand, and he opted to activate his Oath of Druids after his first creature had been exiled, and then was going to try and figure out a way to like get his other Cognivore back in his deck with Latnam's Legacy, which lets you like shuffle a card into your library. But there was like some funny sequence that happened where like I think that I had Cataclysmed, and then he was like down to 2 lands, and I wastelanded him, And I don't know, he just was like jumping through all these hurdles trying to get his other Cognivore back into his deck and just like couldn't do it. And
Yeah.
I took game 1, and then game 2 I think that I triple wastelanded him, ported, and just like beat him down with elephants and a Terravore. And that felt good. I was very happy that he was not on Oath. Round 3, pair into Brendan, who we didn't go over. He was on Enchantress.
Man, you
On the
killed
day.
him too.
Yep.
You're
So,
a monster, dude.
team-
I'm not traveling with you anymore.
seriously, yeah. So
Brad, would you say
Cursed.
Cataclysm is like the hot shit against Enchantress?
very hot, definitely.
Cool.
Yeah,
That is all. Thank you.
yeah, yeah. Because they just like it just decimates their board, and they're forced to keep a green source rather than a white source. And then even if they hit a white and like swords this gigantic Terravore, like you ideally have a library on the board, and now you just get to pay a bunch of more life. And library is also just amazing against them because I mean I'm looking at my notes right now. Like game 1, you know, I had a quick library, and you just snap 8 life right off the bat. You know,
Feels good.
and then you probably either take 8 or 4 more from there. So Brendan and I got myself down to 2 in game 1 looking at my notes, but like he didn't have any pressure. I know that I cataclysmed in both games, and Ray of Revelation and all that type of stuff. I mean, Enchantress is just such a good matchup. So already hitting the matchup lottery here. Team kill Brendan. He goes to 1-1-1 on the day and decides to drop and go play Gat because that's what he wanted to do. So Brendan down.
One just comment. We did see, thanks to Philnwyn, the data for what decks people were playing, the archetype spread for this tournament, and Enchantress was up there, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, people really high on the deck after Rich Shea winning LobsterCon.
Yep.
Excuse me, and so yeah, a lot of people in the room were playing Enchantress, so you were definitely in a good spot.
Yeah.
With a deck that lined up well against.
I think that it was the 3rd most played deck
I
on the
believe
day. Yeah. Yep. So round 4, I play against Adam on the Sword of Mirror. He was on like a super different build because he's playing 4 Call of the Herds, Roar of the Worm, 4 Quiet Speculations. I don't think he was playing Port, but like probably 3 libraries. Just a different build of the same deck. And I don't really remember what happened in either game besides me getting there and winning. I know that in game 2, or it was either game 1 or game 2, he ended up with a Roar of the Worm stuck in his hand, which felt pretty validating to me for having cut it, because that's like the main thing that I'm scared of is having a card that I can never cast, and now you're just like down another card in a deck which goes down cards like very hard. You know, if you do a turn 1 Mox Diamond library, like you've just pissed away 4 cards, you have 3 cards left in hand, and now like you need those cards to really do work.
Yeah.
So yeah, we play a mirror match, and I don't even know quite exactly what happens. I think that there was like a wasteland on a blue source after he got 2 deep analysis into his graveyard, and I just hit more Call of the Herds and Terravores and stuff like that and get there against him. So 4-0 now. Next round is against Chris from the Tolarian PTA, and he's on his like 4-color Oath pile that has Duress and Vindicate. It's like basically
Like the junk pile splashing a tiny bit of red, I think it was.
Yeah, I think that he has Plows too, maybe in the deck, but it's like his own creation that he's been grinding for a while now and putting up really good results. I know that he did well at LobsterCon. I know that he did well at our regional. I know that he top 8'd this event. So
Yeah.
he has this cool list that he's been working on, and you know, his own spin of the deck with Duress and Vindicate on top of all of the things that you are going to expect out of Oath Ponza, and I got dusted in this matchup. One of those matchups that are very library dependent, so it's kind of a library fight off, who can stick library and keep it on the board, and he just has more lands than I do, and he has Mishra's Factories, which are also going to play really well in the matchup. So yeah, I wasn't able to get there against him. I will say game 2, I had him down to 6 life with a lethal Terravore on the board, and I know that I had tapped a gemstone mine at some point, and it was the last counter on it. And once that went away, I lost my only white source, and then he stuck a library, and he was able to top deck like the nuts from there, and just like totally swung the game from there. But that was probably a punt on my part, just getting greedy with a Rishodon port. But his deck is sweet. I know that he duressed Sylvan Library out of my hand both games. And
good call.
Yeah, just stone rain the shit out of me, and I just couldn't hit enough lands. Even though I have 27, you know, he just like has one more, and he just gets more utility out of his lands.
I also feel like he has way more answers for your Terravore than you have for his.
Right.
Yeah.
That was one of the things that he was saying, is that he feels like his deck is really favored in these Terravore mirror match-offs because he just has so many more answers than his opponent.
Right.
Yeah.
With Vindicate, Duress, Swords, like so many things. Take your library, you know, whatever.
Terravore mirrors are like, all right, let's count Terravores and Swords.
Right.
And just having Vindicate, it's like, oh, shit.
Right.
And then it's also like the he who libraries wins thing.
Yeah.
Well, Vindicate takes care of. That's actually pretty sick. Vindicate seems really good.
Or you just turn one, take your library, turn 2, play my library. It's just like that seems like backbreaking in that match in that mirror.
Yeah, cool deck, and I mean, props to him for finding his own lane and doing his thing and putting up a bunch of results with it.
Yeah, for sure.
So I fall prey to Chris. Now I'm 4-1 in the tournament. Next round is me and Nick, which we've heard about. Game 1 was actually really interesting though, because
I went to 5, I think.
Yeah, you got me down to 5. Like I played turn 1 Oath, which triggered, and then I played another Terravore, and I had like 2 big beefy Terravores, but you went super wide, super fast. And then I like just was like holding back my Terravores, and we were kind of staring at each other. And then I like morphed an Exalted Angel, and you like went all in against me and got me down to 5 life.
Yep.
And then I had like Volcanic Sprayed early in the game, and I was holding this land in my hand forever because you wastelanded me off my only red source. So I had this wasteland in my hand like the entire game that I was saving for a Mox Diamond, and then that ended up being like what turned my attack into lethal.
Yeah.
Because you didn't know I had it, and it wasn't on the board. And so I like flip over my Exalted Angel, play this wasteland, and I get you exactly in game 1.
Yep.
How many sprays in your 75?
1 main, 1 side.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, the viewers don't know that because Jay hates deck lists.
Wow.
And then game 2, I think that I like played a turn 1 Oath. Like my notepad says me at 19, you at 18, and that's where the game my like notes end. So
I remember you played a turn 1 Oath, and then I blew up your first Oath to have a naturalize, but I had a mulligan, so I didn't have like much else going on, so I just played a couple 1/1s, and then I think you lava sprayed me and showed me another Oath, and I was like, yeah, we can just pack this up.
Yeah. You were like doing some stuff though, and like trying to get out of it. And
Yeah,
like,
I can't remember. I just remember being like, oh, this is not going well at all.
Yeah.
I do remember having a mulligan, but that's the most of what I remember from that match. It was over very quickly.
Yep. So second team kill of the day, proceeding to 5-1. So I go into the last round and I get paired up against Andy, and he is like not sure if he can ID into the top 8, but he's pretty sure that he can. And I know that I can ID. I'm like 95% that if I draw, I'm getting in, and he's like 80% that he's going to be able to make it. And he's like, do you want to play? And I'm like, no, dude, I haven't eaten food since breakfast. I'm like, all I've had is a smoothie on the day. Like, I need to go eat food and would love to ID right now. And he was down. So we end up taking the draw, walk down the street, get some lamb gyros out of a food truck, slam this gigantic, beefy, greasy lamb gyro, and get myself back in somewhat tip-top shape. Probably feeling a little sluggish, but you know what? I had to eat at some point.
Better than not eating.
Yeah. Yep. So, yeah, top 8 secured. We head back to the venue. it turns out that he does, in fact, top 8, even though Nick lost. He was like thinking that if you lost, he wasn't going to get in. But you lost, and then he somehow jumped me in breakers and ended up like in 5th place.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know how any of that really happened. I didn't realize anyone was depending on my match outcome.
Yeah.
For the last round, because the last round I kind of just like was
I
like
believe
I'm
it
done.
ended up being a clean break. So he was in on points, not breakers.
Okay.
So yeah, it wasn't. I don't think it was that close.
Yeah, it wasn't as close as you thought that it was going to be. But anyways, yeah, we get back. They announce top 8. We take pictures. Everybody's stoked. Pretty much the entire day, I kind of forgot that there was like actually real prizing on the line for this tournament.
True.
So like I think around like round 5 going into 6, like I was talking to Lanny and he was like,
So it was a 3K.
Yeah, it was just like, so what do you think about this prizing? Are you gonna chop or whatever? And I was like, dude, what's the prizing again? But yeah, it turned out that there was actually like a lot of money on the line, so this ended up being like really sick because I almost was like gonna scoop to Nick in our match or like draw or something because I like felt bad TKing you.
No, we agreed we're never drawing.
Yeah.
Every time we draw, it fucks us.
But I felt bad doing it. But at the same time, I was like, you know what? I haven't top 8'd in a while.
Yeah,
I could use this.
you deserve
Let's
it.
fucking do it.
For sure.
Yeah. So I get into top 8 and I get paired in round 1 against SWB on, once again, Enchantress hitting CeeLo on the day on these matchups. We end up going to game 3. This is on Twitch. If you want to go check it out, Lanny streamed or recorded the tournament and then like did a stream the following week. So if you want to watch the matchup, you can go watch it. But the long and short of it is game 1, I lose because I set up a really aggressive play that I probably didn't need to do, but I sequenced Oath of Druids into Cataclysm when I had like 3 Rishanon ports on the board. And so like the entire game I had been like locking him off of green and we were just like staring at each other, but I was bricking super hard and just drawing Oath. And I like wanted him to play an Enchantress super bad so that I could deploy an Oath, but I had been porting him on green the whole time, so I like couldn't give up the jig that like I wanted him to do that. And he eventually finally draws another forest, gets an Enchantress on the board, and I'm like, all right, sick. I'm going to put down this Oath, and I'm going to Cataclysm, and I'm going to get a gigantic Terravore, and I'm going to lethal him. And, of course, I flip into my 1 Exalted Angel, and the entire game spirals from there because he's able to, like, draw better than I do from there, and my clock is not fast enough. And I think that if I had just played the Oath and passed back, I would have been in a way better spot. I would have been able to just plow my Angel and then Oath into a Terravore and take it from there.
Brad, what do you think about the 1 Angel in your list? Is she staying or is she going?
Pretty on the fence about the card. I really like it because it's a threat that is hard for my opponents to interact with outside of Swords to Plowshares. And so like something that I've noticed is that, you know, people bring in a lot of naturalizes and they bring in Graveyard Hate, and Terravore can be pretty like fragile in the early game, especially if your opponent has like a crypt. And also Oath of Druids can be extremely fragile in the early game as well if your opponent just overboards on naturalizes. So it's kind of like a juke where like they have these cards that are all lined up against Terravore, and then you just like plop an Angel on the board and just like mid-range them out. And the life gain is obviously really good, especially with Sylvan Library. So it's really good in the sense that it kind of gives you a juke and it gives you something else to do that's not so fragile. But at the same time, you might Oath into it, and that's not the thing that you want to Oath into. So it might be better suited in the sideboard going forward, but it's also really hard to find enough slots. So I don't know. Over the past 2 tournaments between this and our event, like Angel was an all-star for me, and it stole me a lot of games that I probably should have lost. And it definitely like juked opponents that didn't see it coming, but then at the same time, sometimes it shoots you in the foot. So
Yeah.
tough to say. I think that if I could just throw it in the sideboard, I'd be really happy, but it's super hard to cover all your bases in pre-modern and have room for something like that.
Cool.
Yeah. What do you think of it?
It's only ever a one of.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's a really good one of. I'm not that. My deck lists are not typically that angelic. I know that I win a lot with Survival Tarragon when I go tap my Cradle for 1,000,000 mana and then play an Angel and a Sylvan Safekeeper in the same term.
Yeah. Definitely a different sequence, but really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Yeah. And it's really good too when you take Oath out of your deck and now you're playing just kind of Tarragon
Yes.
mid-range, but like Meddling Mage Angel is almost as good
totally
as Safekeeper.
reasonable. Sure.
Yeah. Angel. So
yeah, I think of Angel as Terraborn number 5.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
So yeah. Game 1 I lose. Game 2, I think that I was able to. I mean, in all these games, like I mulliganed really aggressively. I get quick library starts. I get ports online. And then I just kind of build from there. So game 2, I know that I got a elephant onto the battlefield and just kind of like messed with his mana and ported him and stuff and beat him down with an elephant. I also had meddling mages come in and those were really good. And then game 3 was like literally like just every single card that he played, I just like had the exact answer for. Like he played an enchantress, I lava sprayed. He played a presence, I Ray of Revelations. He played another enchantress, I flashback volcanic spray. And enchantress is one of those decks where like if they're not drawing cards off of like these enchantress effects, like they just have like 2 cards in hand and you're like, I'm good. Like
Yeah.
they're not going to be able to come back from this. So
No way.
they really need to snowball card advantage. And if you keep them off of that, like they just don't really do anything. So yeah, game 3, everything lined up perfectly and I was able to just like seal it pretty fast. And then from there I get paired against D-Tau on 4-color Terrageddon.
Can I interject?
This
Yeah.
was a Billy Mills original.
Yeah.
He was not on. Was he on Survival Tarragon?
No, he was on 4-color Terrageddon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to interject. This is my first time meeting that guy,
Same.
and I was like, "Oh, he top 8'd Eternal Weekend. Like he's gonna cool guy me." And I was like, "Hey, what's up, man? Like I'm Billy. Just want to like introduce myself and say hi." And he was gregarious. He was polite. He was cheerful. He was really quite a socially fluent guy, and I was glad to have met him. Nice to meet you, David.
Yeah, he was great to play against. He was super pleasant.
Yeah.
Very, very nice, cordial games the whole time.
Yeah.
We were playing off stream this time, so there was like a bunch of people watching, and the room was like totally silent. But I don't know, I was like wicked dialed and just like felt fine playing like in this environment. And we had sick games. I like don't fully recall a lot of it. I know that game 1 he was like going super wide on the battlefield with like Terravore, Weathered Wayfarer, elephant tokens, and I was like kind of sitting back behind like just a Terravore and like an elephant. And he was ahead on land, so he wasn't wayfaring, so I was like super cool with everything that was happening. I was like staring at a Cataclysm in my hand. He was not hitting Swords to Plowshares, and he just went super wide, and then I just like Cataclysmed and was able to close the game from there. But yeah, I mean, I think that was a theme too in like game 1 and 3 is that he wasn't able to find Swords to Plowshares, and I was. And I also have played so much Terrageddon that like I feel very comfortable playing against it. Like I kind of understand the play patterns, and especially when I sideboard out Oath of Druids, which I like did in game 3 after I lost game 2. Like I just like feel comfortable in this like, you know, mid-range off, or we're just like bumping heads. But yeah, I think that the games really came down to like him bricking a little bit on Swords to Plowshares and me being able to stick library better than he was able to stick library. And I kind of like did sideboard jukes a little bit. Like game 2, I took out the Quiet Speculations because I just like wanted to like draw my cards naturally and like play them and like not go down a card and then potentially get wastelanded and ported out and not be able to cast my spells. So I was like, rather than like going down a card and tutoring up these things that I might not be able to cast, especially with my red mana being so fragile. Like, I'd rather just naturally draw everything. But I left in Oaths game 2, and then game 3, after I lost, I was like, all right, he knows that I'm on Oath of Druids, and like, I know from experience how fragile Oath can be into Terrageddon, so I'm going to take out my Oath of Druids, and I'm going to put in other shit, and just hope that this pays off. Like, hope that I can just, like, name the right thing with Meddling Mage and just, like, have a mid-range off and get there. And, yeah, I was able to get there in 3. They were close games. They were great games. I don't have the most recollection of 2 and 3, but besides him not seeing swords and me sticking libraries harder than him, so I get the dub on D-Tau. At this point, we had already split. We were already walking away with a cool $666.25. So
Hell yeah.
pressure was off from there, and it was like just like having fun playing Magic. And yeah, we had a 6 set, and I got there.
Brad, speaking of sideboard jukes in Terrageddon, what do you think about this? Ready? You know how in the past it's been kind of a conversation because the white enchantments and the artifacts are so good. You know, Curse Totem, Cop Red, whatever. That sometimes we're like, hey, we can have one of everything and then like an Enlightened Tutor to get dubs of it. For,
Yeah.
You know, what do you think about this? Ready? Spray and Ray in the sideboard, and then you put Quiet, this so like a regular, maybe like Bant Terrageddon, not Quiet Spec, and then you board into the Quiet Spec. Interesting thought, eh?
It's a lot of slots.
Yeah, you should definitely cut Spray from your main.
Yeah.
For sure.
But like I'm saying, like, you know, whatever, like Wayfarer Terrageddon, Normalized Wayfarer Terrageddon.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
put like 2 Spray, 2 Ray, and 2 Spec.
Yeah, you show it to me, and we'll see how it maps out against the metagame. I just like sideboards are so tight in pre-modern that, like, you know,
They're not that tight.
doing jukes is tough.
I think they're very tight.
I have all the space in the world.
All right,
Yeah.
all the confidence in the world too, it would seem.
Yep.
Yeah.
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 Just ignore graveyards. They don't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You show me the list.
Okay.
We'll ponder.
Sure. Moving on.
Yeah. So moving on,
Ponder's not legal.
I go into the finals against Kaplan, who I know is on Dreadnought, and this is like the one matchup that I do not want to see. I was hoping so bad that Andy was going to be able to get there against him in the semifinals, but he does not. Andy falls prey to Kaplan, and I have to go up against him. So game 1, like I said earlier, I'm a total dog. I pretty much have no business winning this game whatsoever. I think that I mulled to like 6 or 5 or something, just trying to find anything that was like proactive, and didn't really. So I was forced to just like plop an Oath onto the battlefields and just like pray from there. And it just didn't work. He just sculpted his hand perfectly. He found Dreadnought Vision Charm to dodge the first trigger, and then he swung for 12, Vision Charmed it again, game over. Game 2, I open up a 7, and it was a very all-in sketchy 7 that I was super stoked on afterwards, but it was like a foil away from losing the game. So I open up on 2 Mox Diamonds, Meddling Mage, Treetop Village, and 2 lands. And I just like, I'm like thinking about it for a while, and I'm like, if he has a foil, I lose, but if he doesn't, like, I'm just going to smash him so hard. And I decided to keep it, and it paid off. So I sequence Mox Diamond, I play Meddling Mage, holding back the information that I also have the Treetop Village, and the Meddling Mage resolves. I name Dreadnought, and then I plop down the Treetop Village, and from there I hit him for 4 turns in a row. Game over.
Yeah, that game was awesome.
It was so sick.
It was crazy.
I was stoked on that. That was like just a beautiful opener, super all in, and it paid off. Game 3 was extremely tight. So the big thing here is that I had done a bunch of testing with Ben Gauthier on Thursday before this event, and we hit up Justin, and I'm like, yo, how does Dreadnought sideboard against this deck? And he's like, they bring in Tide, this is what you cut, yada yada. So we did a bunch of testing, and like I just had it stuck in my head that the thing that I needed to be afraid of in this matchup was Tide. So I threw back some hands that maybe would have been better than I thought they would have been. But I don't know. I had like some sketchy openers that I didn't think were going to get there, and especially in the face of a Tide. And I go down to 4. So I mulligan to 4, and he keeps a 1-lander, and I sequence like treetop into port, and he like starts off with a portent and doesn't see any lands, and he shuffles, and then he draws, and he like discards to hand size. So I'm like slowly clawing my way back into this game. I have 2 naturalizes in my hand, and then I like draw Meddling Mage, but I'm like not able to cast it yet. And then I draw the right lands, and we eventually like get to the point where I stick a Meddling Mage and I name Tide when he already had a web on the board, Sabo's web, which should have been the tell for me that he didn't have Tide. But I'm like 10 rounds into Magic, exhausted, and thinking that this is like the card that I need to be worried about. And I'm like, I name Tide, and that probably ends up losing me the game in that spot. But I continue to battle it out. He lands a Dreadnought, and like I'm able to like end of turn naturalize it, and then he misdirects the naturalize onto his Sabo's web. So now I'm able to untap my ports, and I port him down to 1 land and then stick a naturalize on his Dreadnought. It resolves, and I swing in for like 6 damage, 8 damage, I think. And he's at 7, and I have lethal on the board. I don't know. I actually don't quite remember. This is like all on stream, but like basically like it got down to the wire where like he was just able to like cantrip his way out of it. Like he portents and he sees Double Gush Dreadnought, and this was like I guess the turn before I had swung him down to 7. But I don't know. It was a crazy set of games. It was a really tight game. I know that in like the very final turns, like he had another Dreadnought on the board, and I had like just enough power on board with a Terravore and a Meddling Mage to wasteland my own land to chump block and survive one more turn. And I also had a Swords to Plowshare in my hand, and I was just like doing everything I could to try and get him to like tap his mana, which he didn't need to do at all, and he didn't, obviously.
Right.
But I have a Swords to Plowshare in my hand as my last spell, so I'm like, port you on your upkeep. He attacks with Dreadnought. I double block. I wasteland. Like I just do every activation that I can possibly do to like try and get him to tap mana, which he doesn't. And then I deploy my Swords to Plowshares, and he's like, "Is that your last spell?" And I was like, "That's my last spell." And he counters it.
Yep.
And then I just like look at the top card, which is Call of the Herd, and it was toast from there. But it was a super tight game, especially on a multi-4. And I was a Meddling Mage away from naming the correct thing and getting there. But
Yeah.
C'est la vie. That was it. Great games, great day. Kaplan is the champion, and Sacred Torch is able to keep the trophy in their turf.
It that Meddling Mage in game 3 really sucked for me as a spectator.
Yeah, man, you suck.
Not what you named. I mean, like you played it, and I
probably
saw
sucked.
you thinking about it, and I knew that you needed to name Dreadnought,
Yeah.
and that you knew you needed to name Dreadnought, but you had to name Tide
Yeah.
because if he was on Tide,
Right. Yeah. I had a
You were
Mox
super
Diamond and
dead.
like 5 lands.
Right.
And a Mage. So it's like if he tides me out, I'm just completely like kaputs.
right? So you made the right play, but I didn't realize he wasn't on Tides either.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. The web should have been the tell, but I was just like, just so locked into my head that like Tide is like the card that I need to be afraid of here. And also 10 rounds of Magic Deep on like 5 hours of sleep and shit. And I'm just like, I don't know. Like,
Yeah, dude.
it was that close though. It was so close.
Oh, and Dave's an amazing player too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you
It
know,
should be
yeah.
said that, especially for having just played, that many rounds of Magic, you were playing super tight, and Play was very impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is another one that's also on stream. So if people want to go check out Lanny's Twitch, you can go catch all the action there and see how it played out. But it was definitely an exciting finals. I was not upset in the least to have lost. Like, you know, all I wanted to do on the day was get to top 8, ideally. And then to like go into the finals was sick. To go into game 3 was sick in a matchup that I felt like really like a dog in. Everything about it was great. And, you know, Kaplan's a great player, great opponent. We had an awesome set, and I was stoked. It was good.
It was an excellent finals to cap off an excellent tournament. For
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yep. The whole day rolled. You know, all the crews were present. All the homies were present. It was well run, sick venue. Somewhere new, like anytime you're playing in a tournament outside of your town, you know what I mean? Like, it feels like a little vacation. And then to just like see that many people there and just like have such a good time, like
It's refreshing.
Yeah, it was awesome.
It's definitely nice to be playing in a tournament, not running the tournament.
Yeah, that too, right?
Yeah.
To go to like a really well run tournament that you're not involved in. You don't have to put any work in.
You don't have to do shit.
You don't have to think about anything. You just get to show up
Just
and
show
have a
up
good
and
time.
play.
It was just like so awesome.
Nice job, guys.
Yeah.
Nice
Oh,
job,
yeah.
Sacred Torch.
Yeah,
For
Yep.
real.
Indeed.
They're 2-0 against us in finals of tournaments.
They are.
Yeah.
Yep.
True.
Yep.
Both on Mono Blue Dreadnought.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Both portenting or top decking the Dreadnought to win the game too. Like so
Yeah.
close. We just keep
No,
being
they've
an
been
ass
great
hair
matches.
away.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
real.
Yep. John went to the finals. Day 2 at LobsterCon, Goblins versus Dreadnought with Lanny, and Lanny got that top deck in game 3, and
Yeah, I remember watching that.
Cat portented into Dreadnought game 3. We're just like an ass hair away every time. Yep.
Whatever, we don't have to live in New York.
It's true.
True. So after that, I think we all went back to the pad and just crashed.
Oh yeah, we went and got
Oh,
pizza.
we went and got pizza. Yep, sorry. We went and got pizza. Went and got some drinks.
Yeah,
After
well,
that-
we get back to Andy's house and we're all like so exhausted. Everybody's like laying down, but Brian Selden
Yes.
had hit you up and he was like, "Yo, if Brad wins this tournament, I'm buying y'all drinks."
Yeah.
And then like, what was it? Like I got to the finals and he like,
Yeah, and then it was like after game 2, he messaged me. He's like, we're not gonna. Why put stipulations on this? I'll buy you guys a round of drinks anyways.
yeah.
And so we were like, all right, we got to go out. Of course, we're all like exhausted.
Yeah,
But
we like get back to Andy's and like everybody's laying down. Nobody wants to go out, and there's like a bar across the street. And it's like, all right, fuck it,
all right,
let's do
one
it.
round.
One round.
We'll head out.
Yeah,
And they were good. They were good drinks.
indeed, yes, very snazzy cocktails.
Yeah, that place was pretty cool.
Yeah,
Don't remember
for
the name
sure.
though.
No
But-
idea.
And then so Brendan sneaks out like a madman in the middle of the night.
Yeah, because we went to bed at like 2 a.m. or something, and he got on a train for like 6 a.m.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or
yeah.
something like that.
So he woke up insanely early.
Yeah,
But
real early.
the rest of us, well, I guess not Billy. Billy went back to his hotel. You were
Yep.
staying on Long Island, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. About an hour into Long Island.
Yeah.
I took the Long Island Railroad. I've done it before, but it was very, very nice, very easy to get to. Yeah.
Yeah, gotta
Hell
love
yeah.
public transit.
Train.
I'm
Yeah.
a big fan of trains.
Yeah.
I'm so
Wild.
content with them.
You know,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
not surprised.
Yeah.
Why aren't you surprised, Jay?
What? No, he just no
Train
reason.
vibes, train drive vibes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Train-
Billy has
yeah.
major train vibes.
Yeah.
vibes. So yeah, and then we let's see. Did we leave super early Sunday?
No, we hung out. We remember we had omelets.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
true. We
Andy
did
made us some omelets.
Some omelets.
Brad and I went down to the
fromage.
grocery store. We went to some ritzy coffee shop.
Yep, of course.
Very true.
Gotta have espresso.
Yep.
And yeah, just departed from there. I mean, like we were all cooked. It was Sunday. We had a long drive back ahead of us. We of course hit all the traffic in the world on the way out, just like the way in.
Oh, yeah.
Stopped in New Haven though to
Yep.
get some pizza, which was pretty sweet.
Yeah, it
a
was
little
good.
pizza. A little...
Some Frank Pepe's.
Some Frank Pepe's.
White clam pizza.
Oh, yeah.
It's pretty good. I enjoyed
pizza.
it. Huh?
A pizza.
A pizza. Yeah,
Yes.
whatever. Yeah,
It's not pizza in New Haven. It's a pizza.
Yeah, whatever,
Yeah.
dude. It's fucking pizza.
Goofy
Yeah.
pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for all my Zoomer listeners out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, all one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
It's okay. But I am referring to them now as my listeners.
Yeah.
Oh, they're your.
Yeah,
this
well,
is your podcast.
This is
now.
my podcast.
right?
Now. So
how many episodes have you listened to?
Who's running? Whose show is this?
It's all right.
This
You're
is
right.
my
You're right.
show?
You're right.
Yeah.
Jay's just gonna mute your mic.
Kick me off the pod.
Look,
Turn it down.
no, it's you. Look, Brad. Like I said earlier, Brad is a guest on my
Yeah,
show.
yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, your
I
show.
own this
It's
now.
your show.
Thank you.
All right.
Thanks for having me.
Of course, you're welcome. You know,
Yeah.
you're welcome. Checks in the mail.
Yeah.
So overall, though, it was a good weekend. I had a lot of fun, and I think probably, in my opinion, well, let's go around the room real quick. Best part of the weekend, prop slops. Any good? Anything good?
I enjoyed just the broad sense of like the general like hospitality on the basis of like it was like cross organizational hospitality. Like don't get me wrong, like Andy Levine in particular, like that's one thing, just like hosting, several people and,
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Oh,
Four
yeah.
dudes
Yeah,
in
like
one
New
apartment
York-
is like
New York-
actually crazy.
Yeah, New York can be overwhelming. Like we can all handle it, but like just like organizationally, like hurting a group of people, but like just being like having an entire other team treat like our team with courtesy bodes well for the format. If you are a new person to pre-modern, I encourage you to I encourage you to cultivate healthy social behaviors in your new crew. If you're new to the format, this is what's important to us, and like this is what it's about. It's not about like the decks or whatever. Like, cultivate good behaviors in your friends. Be hosts. Be good stewards. Yeah. So that, like, seeing that, like, that is so abundantly alive in this format is, I like it. Thanks for doing it.
Yeah, well said.
Amen.
For sure. Yeah. I don't know. Like slops are hard on this trip. I don't feel like there was too many sloppies.
Oh yeah, I mean, if anything, it'd be like New York City traffic.
Slops
Yeah.
to what's the name of the fucking parkway? That highway
Yeah.
to take
Hutchison
down.
Parkway.
Yeah, slops to that
Yeah.
terrible 2-lane highway to New York. Like,
It's pretty. It's pretty though.
It is very
And
pretty.
and you get to go through that.
You get to
and
look
that
at
cool-
a lot of it
and
while
that
you're
cool-
sitting in
that
traffic.
Yeah.
cool tunnel.
Oh yeah, the tunnel, like, that's kind of cool with the big hill and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, but slops to that.
Yep.
But I got props to the event in general and some of the cool things like Phil and them set up. Like, I thought the encouraging people to bring coasters was really cool. So people had some really cool ones. Like Sonny's failed coaster was one of the funniest things I've seen in a
dude.
while.
So good.
So everyone having their coasters was really cool.
So what was it that Sonny had?
I don't remember the card because it was some random card, but Sonny tried to send in the most beat up card I've ever seen in my life to get it graded and get a 0, and they just sent it back not graded and said there's too much of the card missing.
But it's like in like
But it's like in a sleeve.
yeah, it's like wrapped up in a sleeve, and there's like a white piece of paper over the card, so you can't even see the front of it, and you can
And that
only
shit
see the
was
back
like
of it.
disintegrated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
was not a damaged card. This was just
Pieces of
scraps.
paper.
Yeah, yeah,
It was so funny though.
I thought
He failed the minimum bid.
right.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
funny.
I thought the raffle was really great. I thought the venue was great. Everything went really smooth. The judges were great. Got to meet a lot of new people. I don't know. Too many props. Pizza was pretty sick.
Yep.
Pizza was good.
Yep.
That vodka
Both
sauce.
pizzas.
Yeah, definitely huge props to the TOs for just putting on such an amazing event. Well run, everything ran super smoothly. A ton of money raised for charity, bunch of cool like little bonuses. the extra brackets were awesome. The losers brackets were awesome. Like everything about it was just great, and the venue was so beautiful, and the location is awesome. I personally love going down to New York City, park your car, never drive it again the entire time that you're there, and just take transit or whatever. Like, it's just dope being down there.
Oh yeah. I think my biggest thing is that props to us for the amount of. Let me finish.
Yeah, go on.
Props to
Mic
us
drop.
for the amount of guilt equity that we built up in now being able to hold over the heads of the New York City crew.
It's true.
It's
For
true.
like, we went out to one of their events.
Yeah.
Yep.
So next time we have a regional, we get to kind of like look at them and be like, well,
Just saying.
we came out to yours, so
Who's hosting them?
I got space.
I got space.
We'll sort it out.
Yeah.
I got a basement.
Exactly.
Maybe we'll have. Oh, here's what we'll do. We'll have all our wives and girlfriends stay at one house.
There we go. Yeah.
And we'll all
That
crash
is-
at someone else's house.
Yeah.
Because that way they don't have to deal with our friends.
That actually seems because you have a pool, so you could be like ladies' pool weekend.
Yeah. Come
At
crash
your
here,
house.
and we'll go,
Yes.
and then we'll all crash at Billy's house.
That actually, that would
whatever.
actually be pretty funny.
Yeah, that would be pretty sick.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Because I have that funny attic space above my thing. I could just like lay out a bunch of like mats or something.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. We're pooling blow up mattresses.
That'd be really funny.
Yeah, I've got two.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
I have to find a wife first, though.
Yeah, we'll get you wiped up first. Yeah.
For any ladies listening.
Exactly. Yes. Correct. Yeah, I need a volunteer for this weekend.
Yep.
Yeah, you gotta go.
Oh God.
What about you? Any props or slops, Jay?
No. I mean, I don't have really any slops at all, other than
Props to your car nap.
Oh yeah, props to not having to do any driving, so I could just nap
Yeah.
in the back seat,
Thanks,
Once
Brad.
again.
just honk shoe the
Honk
entire
away.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, obviously, props to everybody that ran the event. Props to Andy for hosting us.
So much props to Andy for hosting us.
Yeah, seriously.
And props to Andy Vollmer for showing that Landstill is still possibly a deck,
Hell yeah.
even without Tide. Doesn't even need it.
Nope.
Still can perform.
Dude, just
Fighting-
beat Sly.
Fighting his way through a sea of Terrabors, no less.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Also, some of the worst like matchups even possible. That I still don't understand how he won, but
Just don't get getting, bro.
just yeah, dude, beating Redgrid Ponza Oath is like pretty hard also. But yeah, I'm still not sold on the glacial chasms, but that's a whole nother topic.
Dawn Glaciers.
Or yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. And anything else with regards to the New York City trip that we want to touch on?
I don't know, man. I think we've rubbed and tugged and
Hell yeah.
gave it a good rinsing down.
Yep.
Then in that case, I guess we can wrap up. We have run pretty long on this one,
I have a
but
shout out.
yeah, what's up?
We have some shows.
Oh
yeah.
yeah, we have a bunch of stuff to plug
Oh,
as
okay.
well.
All right.
So
Plugs are next.
yeah, I think so. Unless you have something else, or
No,
all right. So stuff to plug.
I got it. I'll start off. Or,
All right.
No,
Hey, yeah, go
I'm
for it.
fucking you up.
No, go for it.
Okay,
Talk,
all right, sorry.
talk, Billy. Talk.
Yes.
We're all
okay.
fucked now.
All right. New England and beyond, homies. The Zoo Crew. That's like between Worcester and Boston crew. They're hosting an event at Webley Games. It's October 25th. It's in a new location. So the old location in Marlborough is invalid. They have a new location. Good for them. They're doing some fun shit with it. From Phil's DM, he said, "So circle that, piss baby." Yeah.
Wait, is that Scum Runner?
Yes, that's Scum Runner.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Scum X Runner.
Yeah. He's saving my phone as feeling like a villain.
Alternatively,
fill
in certain other Discords, he's cum runner.
All right. Anyways, yeah. So Zoo Crew is putting on an event in Marlborough, Massachusetts. That's halfway between.
You should come on down.
Fuck. All right. October 25th. Go to Marlborough. Play against Zoo Crew. I'm done. Thanks.
Cool.
Excellent. This episode, if you're listening to it right as it released, because you're a good little subscriber, then in 2 days after it releases, there will be a little stream happening on the Duress Crew Twitch page. We're going to be playing some Cube. So if that kind of thing interests you, or if it doesn't, honestly, don't really care. You're obligated, you're contractually obligated to show up.
So it's that Saturday?
So yes.
So this episode's dropping on August 14th?
Yep, so August 16th.
Yeah, we're recording on the 7th. We're dropping this recording on the 14th. We're streaming on August 16th.
Yep.
Yes.
Correct.
Yeah, it's a little cube battle.
Yes, and so make sure you show up for that. And then the following week, we actually quite a bit of activity on the old Twitch page after a little bit of a break from streaming our last regional. We're going to be doing the State of the Croonion. So that will be whatever that next Thursday is.
The 21st.
The 21st.
August 21st.
Nice.
Live stream of the State of the Croonion.
Which will also be a recorded and released as a hardcast episode. So if you don't catch the stream, you will see it right here on your feed. But that's going to have some announcements. So if you are wondering maybe when some of our next tournaments are, or you are curious about, I don't know, the intimate details of Billy's personal life, we're going to dive deep into all of these topics. So make sure you show up on that day.
How about September? Some big shit going on in September
What's
in
happening in
Cambridge,
September?
Massachusetts.
Oh, right. That's a good point. So if you have been following LobsterCon for the past couple of years, you know that LobsterCon has always been historically a old school tournament first, and pre-modern has become a larger and larger part of it each year. But sadly, this year we did have to split the tournament into two different events just because of the sheer size and the amount of interest in both formats. And pre-modern, as you all know, has already happened, but old school is happening on September
12th and 13th.
And 13th. So that is going to be real fun. Tickets are sold out, but, dear listener, if you are curious what's going on, we are pleased to announce that we're going to be streaming that event. So we'll be able to, we'll talk about this a little bit more at the State of the Croonion, but we are going to be streaming on the Duress Crew Twitch channel, the old school main event, and yeah, that should be a fun time. I'm excited.
It's gonna be great. I'm super hyped. As one of the few people that's playing in the event.
Yeah, my dude actually owns a little bit of power. So actually, you want to
little CE set.
A little CE set finally completed it.
Yep.
For
you finished your P9?
Yeah.
Oh, good for you.
9 out of 9, baby.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
technically you're 18 out of 9, but you know.
Yeah, well, it's my second set. But I didn't have a Lotus before. I didn't have a Lotus the first time.
Oh, okay.
This time I have a Lotus. So.
17 out of 9.
Shit's for real.
But anyways, so yeah, all those things are coming up. If you are confused about any of them or you want more details, come to the State of the Croonion stream. That will be where we're going to talk about everything. So, for sure.
I've also been thinking about a lot of Carl and the Impulse crew. I just want to shout out real quick that they have an event going on October
4th. I think they moved the date a week earlier because it was the same weekend as Eternal Weekend.
Yeah, but those homies were down there in New York City. He's been on my mind the whole episode, of course.
Oh.
So
I love those guys.
Just keep that on your docket if you are in the New York region, and you still have wife points outside of Eternal Weekend, consider going to their tournament, something like a 1K.
That'll be in Binghamton.
Yep.
Yep.
But that's way out. But I'm always thinking about Carl, so I just gotta plug that real quick.
Of
Good
course.
call.
Good call. Do we have any last shout outs or things to note? Anybody before we sign off?
Don't think so.
Nope. All
Call
good.
it.
Excellent.
Stick a
Well,
bow tie on it.
this has been your Hardcast, and my name is Jay. I've been joined here by Brad, Billy, and Nick, and I love you.
Love you too, man.
Love you too, Jay.
Oh, I was talking to the listeners.
What?
Yeah.
Shit.
You guys can fuck off.
So embarrassing.
All right. Peace
Thanks,
out,
y'all.
everybody.
Bye.
Right.